Hello, and glad to have you here. Today, I just have a couple of questions as you're coming on. So, how are your relationships with those people that are a part of those that you want to truly serve, those people that you truly want to help with whatever it is that your niche is? And what would it be like to have wonderful, strong, well forged relationships with your customers and team members? What would you think about that? I mean, is that something that you would desire? Is that something that you would want? So, and if you could do that, because maybe that's not happening for you now, would you be open to some ideas, steps, some things that are tried and true that would help you to do that, to help you to forge awesome relationships are with your customers and ideal team members? What would that mean to you? What would that look like to you? So as you're hopping on, let me know where you're coming in from. Let me know what you think about this. That's what we're going to talk about today. And what I have for you is three simple steps that can do this for you, that can help you to forge, connections that are going to be maybe even lifelong. It just depends on, people want to be treated a certain way. Think about how you want to be treated and what causes you to stay or follow somebody or leave, or whatever. And then maybe, as you're thinking about that, think about what it is that actually really makes you hang around or stay in those areas, those people, with those people, or companies that you've been in that you really liked, but or something happened and you decided, nah, I don't think so, and you have to leave. So just think about that, and then turn it around on how you can put yourself in the place of those, customers that you want, those team members that you want, and the relationship that you want to build. And I say forge because we want to build for, not just for a quick buck or a short time. We want to build for life. We want to build for long term. So let me introduce myself. My name is Cherie Woodard, and I help social sellers, direct sellers, those people out there like me that want to learn to, to be able to attract their ideal team members and customers, and be able to do that on social media and not have to do the things that are spammy, not to have to do the things that you make you feel, not good inside, make you feel like you can't be honest and genuine and forthright. So those are the people that I'm talking to today, and those are the people that I want to share this with today, because this is something that's important, and it's something that we need to think about, and it's probably going to be some things that you've heard before. And it's just, but when we're talking about building relationships long term, these are some things that you can start out with that will cause people to want to maybe stick around you, because they're getting what from you, what it is that they need. So I have my notes here, and so I'm going to go on and start. And I do have, my goodness, course, nothing. Anyway, something feels like it's in my eye, but I'm going to keep moving. I do have these in a little bit of an order, but it's not something that's hard and fast. So you take with it and do with it what's going to help you and to accomplish what it is that you want to accomplish. So number one, I have that it's really important that we listen carefully to those people that we are, wanting to build these relationships with, these long-term relationships. And, people that maybe we don't know that we want to build a long-term relationship with yet, but you can only do that by, one of the major things we need to do is listen. And I'm not talking about just like light listening, kind of where you're half listening, half not. I'm talking about deep listening, where you're really in tune to what it is that they're saying, what it is that they're talking about. Be interested authentically in what it is that they're saying and allow them to be able to say what it is that they need to say. And one of the listening is just one of those things that's really really important, and it's something that I think that we all can learn. And because every now and then we all have so many things on our mind, it's really important to be able to allow ourselves to authentically, honestly, openly listen to what it is that's being said by those people that are in our niche, that are people that we want to consider, people that there's a reason that you're talking to someone, or that you want that you're trying to make a connection with someone. And in doing so, it's important to be able to listen. By listening, you or them, they might be able to find out, no, this is not really my person, this is not my a part of my people. I don't We're not quite on the same wavelength. But you can't figure that out if you're not really listening to what that person is saying. When you truly listen, then you can figure out if this person is really somebody that you want to be around, somebody that you want to forge a long lasting relationship with. So, understand what I'm saying? I mean, are you getting what I'm putting down? Because this is one of the things that I find that's really important. And really, it, listening is really, it's like one of those big things up there that we really need to do. And when you actually listen and use deep listening, it's a skill. And when you develop that skill and you really use it the way it should be used, you can figure out, I really like this person. They're really deep. I really, like what they're saying. I like, how they thought about whatever it is that they're saying, and so on. Okay, so the next one is, and this is something, like I said, a lot of these things are things that you might have already heard. These are things that you can action right away when you leave this, this sharing of information today. When you leave my live, these are things that you can think about that you might want to put in place if you don't already have them in place, in what it is that you're using or doing when you're talking to people or making connections, or however you're doing that online. So one of the other important things is sharing of information, and we want to share information that is truly helpful and valuable to the people that we're speaking to. Now, sometimes people, like I'm doing a live, so people will come maybe and listen, and as they're listening, it might not be something that's for them. And so then they may choose to just keep going. They stopped and they stopped the scroll for a second, they looked, and then they kept going. But there are other people, because of what you're saying, the information that you're sharing, and how it is that you're sharing information that's actually helpful, or it's one of those like it's valuable, it's one of those, like, I like to lift people up. And as you're lifting people up and sharing information with them, and sharing benefits, things that can really help them, then people will tend to stay and stop their scroll and listen. So in information that you're sharing, it's really important to be able to put it out there, say it as clearly as you can, make it not really long, something that's short, succinct, and to the point, but something that's sharing benefits, helpful, valuable information that can really help someone. And then the last thing, this is the third and last thing for today, and there's a lot of other ways. These are just, I just chose three simple ways, and there's a lot of other ways out there that are along these same lines. But I only wanted to bring up three. I chose three. So the other thing, and this is another really important thing for me, and people that I want to be around, people that I want to make connections with. And that is being honest, open, being transparent, even to the point that, you're admitting that maybe what you were saying, you made a mistake, you tripped up on your language, and you ended up saying something that you didn't really pull together, and whatever. it takes a big person, an honest person, an open person to be able to, you know, not be selfish and, "Oh, I'm not gonna say anything because then that's gonna make them think this about me or that about me." But it's really important to not be so much in the way of thinking about ourselves, but the information that we're sharing. And if we shared something that and then we kinda maybe somehow twisted it up, that's why it's important to have notes, especially. Now, some people can roll things off, and I used to be able to do that, but I find the more that I'm learning and growing, there's so much more information that I wanna share that's valuable and helpful. I want to be able to have notes, especially to keep me on, you know, online and what it is that I'm saying. And I even actually do some underlining of the actual highlights of what it is that I'm saying and wanting to share with those people that are listening to me. And so then I can glance down at my notes and come right back and say what it is that I'm trying to say. So being honest about, maybe if you wrote the wrong word in the middle of the midst of something as you were hurrying for whatever reason, and being able to say, you know what, I just realized as I'm looking at my notes that I kind of twisted something. So let me restate this and let me state it correctly because I did make a mistake. It's okay to be able to do that. We're human. All of us are going to make mistakes. I mean, I've got my background back. I was doing my last few lives without my background because my blinds had fallen down and I couldn't get them back up because they were really old. And so then I took my bookcase and put it on my window for a while. Stuff happens. I'm a real person. Things happen. Stuff is old, and things happen. Things fall down, and what are you gonna do? So you just do the best that you can. And being honest about that and sharing about, oh, I think I twisted up my words. So let me restate this. Take a look at your notes and say, okay, now this is what I meant to say. It's okay to do that. Be you, be authentic, be honest and open, and share when you make a mistake. People can take that and go, okay, I would rather listen to somebody that's honest enough to say that they didn't quite say something right or that they twisted up their words, and so that's why it sounded weird to me. And so they've made it so that okay, it's not me; it was something in what she said, and she's changing that, or he's changing that around. Now, there's said I made a mistake, got my words twisted up. So let me say this again, okay? So I hope that these three things were helpful for you. I hope that you got some value out of what I said. And like I said, these are three simple steps. They're just things that you can action right now when you're doing a live. These are things that you want to do because for me, I'm building my business for longevity. I'm not building it for just a day or a month or 6 months or a few years. I'm building my business for longevity. So I'm in the trenches with you and I want to be able to be honest and open. I want to be able to share things that are going to be helpful and valuable to those people that I want to reach. And those are, my I almost said prospects, which, some people will know that word and some people will not, but my ideal team members and my customers. I want to be able to grow that and that people are like, okay, yeah, I like her and I really like, what she does. And I do get benefits from, having relationship with her. And I'm so glad that I made the connection with her. Just that kind of thing. So, if you have questions and you want to ask about what it is that I've said, especially for those of you that may be catching this on the replay, or you're live but you can't make a comment or whatever. That's okay. You can always make a comment later. You can always ask a question. You can always get me in Messenger and also whatever you put on the page, even if it's a few days later, I still catch it. I still go back and answer questions, and sometimes I see people as much as a week or so later. I still, as I'm going through and I see something pop up and it's god, was not answered, I can see that by whatever it's looking like, then I can just go from there and take care of it. So that is it for today. Today is my last day going live. I go live on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 12 noon, and I try to share information that is going to be helpful to those people that I want to reach, those people that I want to give benefits to, those people that I want to lift up, those people that I want to help grow, those people that were like me, like I said, social sellers that are building their business and, just want to be able to uh, not have to be spammy, not have to be chasing strangers, not have to be bugging family and friends and that kind of thing. So I'm going to get out of here. I hope that you have a good rest of your day. I hope you have a good rest of your week, wherever you are, no matter what time that is for you in the world. We're all on different time zones. That's okay. It's okay. It's all good. And so I say just take care, and I'm going to go in and get out of here. So bye now.